We're in Iceland.
In this video we will show you what you can do and see with only 4 days, with a lot of rain.
This time we only had 4 days, so we had to maximize all the time that we had. We started off with the Golden Circle, is the most touristic path that everyone pretty much follows at the beginning. That includes the Thingvellir, which is where the first parliament was created.
Vikings colonized Iceland in the first half of the 9th century, and this site was used as a place, as a site where once a year they were gathering to discuss political matters or resolve disputes and so on.
One of the main reasons why I wanted to come to Iceland was to explore its geological history, which is literally written into the landscape. One of the best places to see this is Thingvellir, where the first parliament was formed, but also where the Eurasian tectonic plaque meets the Northern American one. And you can actually walk a path in between the two tectonic plaques.
A very interesting experience where Engel dropped the GoPro camera into a very cold small lake.
My GoPro fell to the water. Luckily, it didn't fall to the deep.
He just basically decided to jump into the lake.
So Nagore had to hold my legs and I went down.
And I had to hold him.
Trying to hold my breath until I managed to rescue my GoPro. My memory is that we're about to drown. Was a success. GoPro is with me.
Then we went off to the geysers. And then we ended with the waterfall of Gulfoss.
I liked a lot Gulfoss waterfalls because there's a permanent rainbow that as long as the sun shines you can see the rainbow, and at times if it's a bit cloudy it goes, then it comes back, then it goes, and it's really spectacular.
It's incredible how majestic and powerful is nature. These waterfalls are a perfect example of it. Unfortunately it started raining, but luckily we found a shelter here, and yeah, we're waiting that it stops raining.
We are in the Black Sand Beach, and as you can see there is a wonderful weather, sun is shining, you know, it's hot, we're gonna have a fantastic day today.
We've arrived to the beautiful lagoon where you can admire the icebergs which detach themselves from the glacier.
Vatnajökull.
The second day we were supposed to do something like a 7-8 hour trekking, which would have been amazing, but unfortunately it just kept raining all the time, so it was impossible. So we decided to switch to plan B, and that took us to visit 2 main lagoons. And in one of those we actually decided to rent a boat and do a tour around the glacier, and that is very interesting because it's the point where the glacier pretty much kind of like melts, and then the pieces of ice are like around the lagoon, so it's really impressive.
The place I liked the most was the Glacier, because I'd never seen icebergs before, and I think that was really something.
I also love the glacier because I never saw one before, especially so close.
We are here in the lagoon. This is where the glacier meets the sea. This place is called Vatnajökull, and we are actually surrounded by icebergs. And remember that what you see is only 1/5 of the iceberg. So what is above the water is just a hint of what is actually underneath. You might notice there are different colors of the icebergs, and actually the color is witnessing their age. So the most blue ones are the most recent ones.
Show you the real iceberg, and if you see like lots of white bubbles inside, just because it's melting, cracking, air goes inside on the surface, and it takes around 500 years to go from the peak to the edge and crack.
And then the second stop that we managed to do was to visit the Skaftafell waterfall as well.
We've been walking under the rain for almost half an hour. I would say we're pretty wet, but we are going towards a waterfall which is meant to be amazing.
Another amazing thing is actually the basalt formations, which we got to see for the Skaftafell waterfall, which is absolutely fantastic.
Third day we had to come back to Reykjavik, so we pretty much drove the full morning, and then we decided to take a bit of relaxation in the Blue Lagoon.
This is a geothermal natural pool. The water is very, very warm. Outside it's very cold and raining. Here we were in a silica mud mask.
It was really nice after all these days of rain and cold and wind. It's just lovely and relaxing, and actually you feel really relaxed and refreshed when you get out of that.
We are in Reykjavik tonight. It's the final place of our trip here in Iceland.
Today is the last day in Iceland, in Reykjavik, and the sun is shining.
These are the remains of a Viking hall, and it's the testimony of the first Vikings arriving in Iceland around the first half of 800. For all Vikings TV series lovers like me, this is a beautiful experience. Come here and see it.
It was nice coming back to Iceland after 11 years. I've seen many changes and new places.
We have seen many things: volcanoes, icebergs, glaciers, and sometimes in this country it's quite interesting. Sometimes you really feel that you are in the middle of a volcano. You are on a road and then you just have black soil everywhere and lava and so on.
We drove for several hours under unstoppable rain.
I'm really glad I came to Iceland. You can tell it's a beautiful country, a bit wet, but it has lovely landscapes, especially the waterfalls were amazing.
One of the places that was very impressive for us was the Black Beach. You could see the sea and you could see immediately the power of nature there. You couldn't even get close to the water. Black sands, huge contrast with the water. Basically we experience nature here. The most sparsely populated country in Europe. So basically what you find in the whole country is nature. Wherever you drive, wherever you look, you only see nature everywhere.
It's incredible because it's not just the beauty of nature, but it's also how powerful nature is, how majestic, and sometimes also how intimidating. Nature in Iceland is very rough. As a human being, you feel like really weak and exposed to the natural element. Iceland is like being on another planet. It seems like to be on Mars.
We were not very lucky with the weather, but anyway, we had lots of fun.